Tired of your streams looking like this?
Capture and defend.
Well, look no further. I'm here to fix it for you. Here are some tips on how to reduce lagging and dropped frames in your stream. So the first tip to reduce stream lag and dropped frames is to not use Google Chrome. Google Chrome, compared to all of the other web browsers, uses a significantly more amount of your CPU. When your CPU is maxed out, this means that there's not enough for it to go around and create your stream and output that stream. And this causes it to drop frames because it can't keep up with the bit rate that is necessary to output the stream as you want it to do. This is an image that you can see that Google Chrome is using up, in this instance, 96.2% of this computer's CPU. This is a massive issue. This one is actually just pulled off of the internet. You can find examples of this all over the place. So my first tip to reduce stream lag and dropped frames is to not use Google Chrome. Microsoft Edge, Firefox, any of the other internet browsers use significantly less CPU. I highly suggest using one of those to have open your stream or anything else you're using while streaming. Just do not use Google Chrome. So the next tip I have for you is to ensure that you are using the best possible internet you have available for you. If you live in your own house, there is a good chance you have a 2.4 gigahertz version of your internet, a 5 gigahertz version of your internet, and then you will also have access to the router to plug in an Ethernet cord in. The wireless option should only be used if you don't have the option for Ethernet. Ethernet 99 times out of 100 is better than the wireless option. The reason it wouldn't be is really, I guess, if the cable was damaged in some way, shape, or form. So that being said, if you are stuck on wireless, your options are going to be that 2.4G or 5G internet. Most places, most routers now have both of those different bands of internet on them. 2.4 is going to not be able to go as far, but in that area that it's able to go, it's normally going to be stronger. So if you are right next to the router, first of all, I recommend you use Ethernet. But if you're not going to use an Ethernet cord, I recommend you try the 2.4G version of your internet. This is normally the version of the internet that just comes up as normal. It won't have 5G after it. It will likely have nothing after it. It'll just be called maybe My Wi-Fi. Something along those lines. If you're a little bit further away from the router, you may want to switch over to 5G. 5G offers a slightly less powerful signal, but it will cover a much greater distance. So this is where 5G comes into effect because it allows you to get stronger signal further away. So what I recommend you do is I recommend that you click and go to an internet speed test and test your internet download and upload speeds. The one to pay attention to here is the upload speeds, because upload is going to be what you were using when you were streaming. Anything 4 or higher is normally good enough to get a solid stream. Before we move on to our next point, I just want to take this time to remind you that if you're enjoying the video, please leave a like and make sure you subscribe so you never have to miss an upload. I continually post videos like this all of the time, helping you become the best gamer and the best streamer that you can possibly be. Now, let's get back into that video. If the previous two suggestions have not made any difference, it is very possible that the firewall is the issue. What you want to do is you want to go to your settings and then navigate to Windows Security. Here you can see that all of these are turned on and don't have any sort of issues with them. However, you can go into Open Windows Security and you can then turn off virus and threat protection, but the one you want is this one right here, firewall and network protection. You can turn this off now. You do put your computer at risk by turning off the firewall. However, if the first two suggestions do not work, I recommend turning the firewall off, trying to stream. If you are still having an issue, the issue is not your firewall. However, if the issue is no longer there and you can confirm that the internet speeds are the same as they were both before and after, then you likely have to go into and turn on permissions and maybe go to this allow an app through Firewall and select whatever version of OBS, whether that be Streamlabs, OBS, Stream Elements, whatever that is, and allow it through that firewall, and then you should be able to potentially bypass the issue that you had. The next tip I have for you is you're actually going to have to navigate into OBS or whatever version of OBS you are using. Here I am using Streamlabs OBS. I do apologize for the little matrix kind of effect going on here, but in order to screen grab in OBS, this is just the effect that it gives. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go down here to the little gear, click Settings, and go to Output. And right now, you can see I am recording, so I can't change these kinds of things, but that is okay. As you can see, my bitrate is at 6,000. This is a good bitrate for if you're wanting to stream at 60 FPS at 1080p. However, if you are not going to be streaming at, say, 1080p, or your internet can't handle it and you're just dropping frames, you may want to bump that down maybe to, say, 5,000 or 4,000, even potentially down to 3,000, depending on what you're streaming at, in order to really go ahead and try and not drop those frames. This is not something that I like doing because it is likely going to hurt the quality of the video that's being outputted. However, most people, the vast majority of people, would much rather watch a smooth stream at, say, 720p than a choppy and dropped frame stream at 1080p. So this is not the first thing I would try. However, if the first three suggestions didn't work, this is what I would go ahead and use. This last tip I have for you is my big secret weapon. This tip is extremely useful if you're running anything else on your PC. If you're running a single PC setup and you're gaming and streaming off of the same one, or if you're running a 2 PC setup, or you have a bunch of internet tabs open, whatever it may be, this one trick right here is going to greatly reduce the number of dropped frames that you have. It has taken me from a good number to streams where I have absolutely zero dropped frames. Not 0%, but 0 dropped frames. And this is simply running your OBS application as an administrator. Now, the way that you do this is you go over to your OBS, you right click. In this case, I'm going to have to right click again and click Run as Administrator. It's going to have a little pop-up that says, do you want this application to allow changes to your computer? Go ahead and click yes. You trust OBS, unless you're using some weird one that I've never heard before. And what this does is it prioritizes that OBS on the CPU usage over anything else on your computer, meaning that your computer is going to put OBS first. It is going to utilize all of its resources to ensure that OBS has everything it needs to not be sending out a laggy stream with dropped frames. If you're able to do this, this will greatly reduce the number of dropped frames that you have on your stream. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 tips to help you reduce the lagginess and number of dropped frames in your stream. If you simply follow these 5 tips, your stream is going to be as smooth as butter. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. As I said earlier, I post a lot of videos just like this one. So if you want to learn how to be a good gamer, how to be a good streamer, I am here to help you out. I also have an amazing Discord that you can join in, and I stream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The link will be down in the description. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.